Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're doing Washington County, Oregon, and we're doing Missing Females and Jane Does, a compilation, but there are no Jane Does that came up in NamUs, and I'm just doing NamUs. I didn't put the Charlie Project or the Doe Network in here, because they have some of them they have that aren't in. Sometimes, I don't know for sure if every county, but sometimes I'll find ones in NamUs and they won't be in the Charlie Project, and sometimes I'll find them, or the Doe Network, I'll find them in the Doe Network and they won't be in NamUs, so I'm just doing the NamUs ones for this. So we have Karen Jean Lee. She went missing in 1977. She was 15 years old, 5'7", 128 pounds. I believe she's one of the Jane Does in Lynn County. It says she was last seen at home May 26, 1977. She left home with a male companion and planned to hitchhike to California. And some of their belongings were found in Lynn County. Her jeans were found there and they were cut, and then some of her boyfriend's belongings were found there. And, well, that's what it says. It says that on the Doe Network, I believe. She has brown hair and brown eyes. I always wonder who's the one, because Lynn County has like a couple of, I think it has like 3 or 4 Jane Does, and I always remember there was one person who had some belongings found in Lynn County. So I figured she must be one of those Jane Does that they're not sure who they are. And then there's, I don't know if you pronounce that Floy or Flo, Jean Bennett. And she went missing in 1978, 36 years old, 5'6" to 5'8", 110 to 120 pounds. She's just said her husband was later charged with second-degree murder in an unrelated case. It doesn't say if he had anything to do with her disappearance, brown hair, hazel eyes, but she has not been found. And there's a couple of images of her. And then we have Karen Ann Harmon, and there's a lot of photos of her. She went missing in 1982 from Timber, Oregon, 5'2" to 5'5". I guess they weren't sure of her height, so I guess they're guesstimating. They were living in an old church at the time, her and her husband and their 2 young children, and she went missing. I just think that sounds like it would be fun to live in an old church. She had brown hair and hazel eyes, and it talks about what she was wearing. And then we have Cheryl Laverne Grose. She went missing in 1991, 39 years old, 5'3" to 135 pounds. Brown hair, brown eyes. Jungle print t-shirt, green shorts, white sandals. I think there was a Jane Doe that had white sandals, but I'm not sure when she was found. This is Elisabeth Ann Huster, and she went missing in 1996. She was only 9 years old, and her mother, she's 4'6", 100 pounds, and her mother was convicted of her murder. And allegedly, supposedly, she dismembered her body and disposed of her in the ocean. Her remains have never been located. Brown hair, blue eyes. So, and then we have Cynthia Marie Grotjohn. She's been missing since 1996. 35 years old, 5'9" to 5'10". It says she was driving a car and it got stuck in the driveway at somebody's house. And they told her, hey, hold on, I'm going to go get my tractor to help pull you out of the mud. And it says he returned 5 minutes later and she was gone, but her purse and her jacket and everything was still there. So, I don't know, that seems strange to me. So she's missing. And we also have Maria, and she went missing in 2012. She was 55 years old, 4'11", and she was a widow, and she was living with her children, and she left home on a Sunday morning, and they believe she went to meet a man, and his name is in this. And she left her wallet, her money, and her ID at home, and she's never been seen since. And there's a photo of her as well. And there's no other documents. And none of them have their clothing sizes or their shoe sizes. You know, you find the Jane Does and you need the clothing sizes and the shoe sizes because often you, when you find someone, you know, I feel like that would help so much immensely if they would put that in there. Um, and I don't think people, I wonder if investigators stop to ask these questions or if they just don't put it in the case files that we see, and maybe they have it in the case files on their desk. This is Sarah, and she went missing in 2015. She was 52 years old, 5 foot tall, 5'2", and she left her apartment either late Sunday or early Monday, and she was driving a 2008 Honda Civic, and they found her vehicle alongside Forest Service Road, but they haven't found her anywhere, and she's got brown, short, curly hair and brown eyes. So, and there's some photos of her and her vehicle, and you can go onto that website and click on it and you can zoom in to see it. Sometimes they have other documents, like people add newspaper articles, but I haven't seen any in this county. This, I don't know if it's pronounced Mina or Mina. She went missing in 2015. She's only 14 years old, 5'1" to 5'2". And she has brown hair, but sometimes she dyes it different colors. They said it could be red or purple, and she has brown eyes. There's no photo even, and she was wearing a red hooded sweatshirt. Only 14 years old. And there's really not a lot of information there. And she's been missing since 2015. And here, this lady has a photo, but it's really hard to see, so you actually have to open this photo up to see it. And she's been missing since 2017, and she's 17 years old, 5'6", 180 pounds. She left home and is okay. So she's believed to be okay and still in the area, and they're just, you know, she's just missing. And she's been missing since 2017, so hopefully she's okay. Brown hair, blue eyes, because that's a lot of time. But it says she has razor scars on both thighs, so to me that sounds like, it sounds like, I don't know if she wants to be found, if there's problems, I don't know. I don't know if those were, if she cut herself, or I'm not sure. Okay, so then we have Elena, and she went missing 2017. She's 17 years old, 5'2", 150 years old. Oh, whoops, 150 pounds, sorry. She's got darker blonde hair, sandy. It doesn't look very blonde to me. At the time she ran away, her hair was blue, and she was 17, but she's not considered a runaway because she's 22 years old now. And they have some photos of her with the case. So, and so hopefully they find her and they find out she's okay and she gets in touch with them and hopefully she's fine. But there's her photo. And she's still with the name as case files. And then we have this young lady, and she went missing in 2019. She's 17 years old. She's 4'10", 110 pounds. And she has black hair and brown eyes. And then we also have Lilian, and she went missing in 2021. She's 20 years old. So she's definitely not going to be a runaway. 5'5", 135 pounds. Brown hair, brown eyes. And I don't know why there's not more information. It just says she hasn't been heard from since February 2021. I mean, there's really not a lot to go on there, but I'll zoom in on her photo so you can see it. So, very beautiful young lady. So if you have any information about any of these cases, please contact law enforcement agencies, and you can find the phone numbers under contacts. If you click on contacts, it'll show you, but it's Washington County. So this is Hillsborough Police Department, and here's the phone number. It's probably a different detective at this time. But any of these cases, if you have information, please contact authorities and let them know. Maybe you heard information through the grapevine from relatives or friends or things like that. Maybe you gave them information years ago and you're not sure if they still have that information because it's been through investigator after investigator and all the different detectives. And plus the different ways of storing the information. You know, one time they might have been writing it down on a notepad. On another time, they might have been putting it in a word processor. Then they might have been saving it on a floppy. And then they might have saved it in software and things like that. So even if you gave them information years ago, they may not have it. And some information maybe you didn't feel like it was important. But now you're thinking, oh, they need any and all information they can get because it's been a lot of years. And so whatever information you can give them, let them decide if it's important or not. And if even if it's hearsay, it's not like you're going to court or anything. You're just helping them to be able to close the cases and find these people and helping their loved ones to have closure. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to pray for their loved ones and their families. And please feel free to leave comments and have a great day. Bye-bye.